All right. So I lost it'll be a two-parter because I don't know how to edit. So if you would you stay? Oh, I can't curse now because it's 5 minutes of a new video. Stay. All right. So jars. Jars, cans, and the other rooms are just as bad. But this is like the main. Hey there. Oh, I'm sorry. My thing came off. It's okay. Oh, my grocery glasses. So I don't have that much experience, Mr. Alistair, per se, but I do have one here. So I have these. Oh yeah, jars, cans, or tins rather, etc. I do have these stacks that I go through. Hopefully you're seeing them. And so I rotate. I'll just take 4 of them down, and one's all. Oh, thank that was nice. One's all Boswell's. So I have the Northwoods. Pardon me. Oh, and it's got Piper's Pleasure and a couple of other things. And then this stack that I got on the ground has Black and Tan, Country Squire, and what's the other one? Cowboy Coffee, of course. But finally getting to the point. I do have this sucker that I dipped in. What is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. So hopefully you can see the date. So it just turned, I think, 2 years old. I have one friend of note in the pipe business, pipe tobacco, and I shan't mention his name. I don't want to embarrass her or him. It was a chance meeting. I was smoking a pipe outside of a place, and that individual approached me. Oh, I'm down to nothing here. Oh, and I get to do this in front of you. So I struck up a friendship and emails, etc. And this person gives me tips, a little insider information, when to stock up, what to stock up on, etc., etc. This is the person who told me that the Steamworks this year was better than any of the previous incarnations, and the other versions were very good. So I bought the limit, and they do have passwords if you can get in on the inside to pre-order. I know that's really bad, and I shouldn't admit to it, but it's true. So pretend I didn't say it. But he told me to buy a pound of this Cornell and Deal Sweet English. And I bought it when it first came out, or whatever that date is. And when I first got it, I didn't think very much of it. But he said, buy at least a pound. I think I bought a pound, a little bit more. And because this doesn't really hold on an English 16 ounces. It's more like an 18 ounce or 19 ounce. If you're seeing it. No, you're not seeing it. There you go. But I've been nipping on it. It used to be a little, I had another smaller jar and I went through that. And I didn't think that much of it. And I, pardon me, I emailed him back and I said, no offense, but your palate has, not quite at 5 minutes. Your palate's not quite up to snuff on this one. He said, no, don't smoke it right away. let it mature. And when you open it up and it starts smelling like a barnyard or a horse stall to be mucked, not that I've done a hell of a lot of that or any of it really, then it's ready to smoke. So, okay, that's why I put it in this accessible lucite candy jar. And it hit that mark after about 18 months, I would say. And I can report, and I guess how am I going to do this? Put this down. I can report that this has gotten progressively worse. Oh, Jesus. That is just positively putrid. Putrid. So I'll do a pour over. I mean, I like smoking. Yes, I do like smoking. I like smelling my tobacco first. I never do it. If you make number 2 in the toilette, as Monsieur Harriet would call it, no doubt, and then you pour your pipe contents on the top for a fecal sundae of sorts. Wow, this has really gotten disturbing. It's not nearly as bad as what this smells like right now. Horrible. But I bring this up because to answer his question, at least in this case, I gotta blow my nose again. At least in this case, it has changed significantly, and I can tell you that the smoking is much better. I would say that when I first got it, it was a B minus, and now it's an A, without a doubt. And I'm not the biggest fan of English, so for me to give it an A, is a big deal. All right. So if that helps, Mr. Alistair, I hope so. Why this one? Maybe you can research it, C&D Sweet English. Maybe there's some difference in the components between this and a Northwoods. The Boswell Northwoods is about the same age, maybe a little bit older. I can't say that it's gotten any better or any worse with the aging. It was good when I got it, and it stayed good. So there you have it. All right, Mr. Ebdrup. I guess I should sit down. I don't need to move around anymore. He's a Dane. I don't know if this is his primary line of work, but he restores pipes. Now he's branching into making pipes. Hey, little one, you can get up there. All the best. We had some controversy over STG. He didn't take kindly to my suggestion at the time that we tariff, is the verb, the appropriate verb, inbound Danish pipe tobacco, 50% in retaliation for what they did to the Richmond facility. Okay. My point of view was, why are we letting these people get away with taking away good American jobs in Richmond to make a product that just comes right back across the pond, so to speak, for a country I don't know about now. I haven't looked at this past year's figures, but since the founding of NATO has never hit the 5% funding target that was agreed to. Of course, with the whole Greenland thing and the bullshit about sending the hospital ship because the people there weren't getting adequate medical attention, a lot of the vitriol of my argument is taken away. Well, a lot of the credence based upon all of that hokum and fluff being perpetuated with regards to Greenland. You want to buy it, that's fine. Invasion, threatening invasion, that's wholly wrong, quote unquote. But I digress. So now he's putting out a lot of videos, very involved, how to smoke a pipe, how he does this, how he does that, etc. Whatever. But I stumbled across one video, and he's talking about how he smokes a pipe. And he says in it, he never smokes more than a bowl a day. And sometimes he goes, I think he said a month without changing his pipe. I guess if you only smoke a bowl a day, and depending upon the mixture, I guess he's not smoking any aromatics. I guess you could get away with that. But it occurred to me that no one has ever really given any advice on the other end of the spectrum, which I inhabit. Now, I realize this is not for most people. You have jobs where you have to go out into the world, you can't smoke. You live in a house where a wife, significant other, well, you haven't gone to the Ike Turner School of Matrimonial Counseling, for one, because then this would not be an issue. But because you haven't gone there, you relent to their objections about smoking in the house, so you have to smoke outside in a garage, it gets cold, etc., etc. Plus, if you're in Europe, smoking's a luxury based on the price of pipe tobacco. So I get why it would be a indulgence. But if those are not the case is circumstances. Have you ever smoked 8 bowls in a day, 10 bowls in a day? It's a very interesting experience, especially if you do it day in, day out. There's a whole thing about the smoke and the inducement to creativity, the golden ratio that the smoke actually gives off, or the Fibonacci ratios. It's a real thing. There's actually ETFs you can buy that trade just based upon the principles of the Fibonacci curve. No shit. But no one's ever talked about, if you did do that, beyond the positive, I think, effects to your person, how do you make that experience more enjoyable? So, if somebody has, I apologize, I haven't seen it. But here's a couple of tips. One is, like a good meal, you need a palate cleanser. I was employee number 7 at a frozen food brand that now sells probably $500 million a year in sales. We sold it. Everyone cashed out. Great thing. I think the product is shit today compared to what I used to make, but I digress. Where was I going with that? See, because this is a cough medicine. Anyway, I was talking, oh yes, frozen food. So we would do pitches, and I was, at the time, low man on the totem pole. I was the sorbet boy. I would come in between items with a little container of sorbet so that people could cleanse their palate. If you're smoking 8 bowls a day, let's say, you need a palate cleanser. I recommend milk. Milk is also good if you, especially if you smoke an aromatic. because they'll give you a little coating on the tongue, a little soothing. Another good one is, and I have it, it's on Amazon, the brioche. Get the Italian version. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. Plus, it's a bicarbonate. It's a good thing for your digestion in and of itself. But the one thing I really do like every couple of bowls is to take a fork or a spoon of some peanut butter. That's the ultimate palate cleanser. Plus, I love peanut butter. I once saw a study that there's a high correlation between violent criminals and love of peanut butter. Go figure. And of course, you shouldn't smoke one bowl. Tip number 2, right? One after another. You do need to put your pipe down, do some other stuff. Even if you're taking your pipe out like I do, when you do manual things, when you wash the car, when you do some gardening, when you drive to the grocery store, etc. Leave the pipe in the car or put it in your pocket. Oh, another tip. Your wardrobe. Carhartt pants. They almost look like chinos, and they have that slim pocket on the side. I know it's made of something else, I think a wrench. Perfect to put a pipe into. So you go in, half an hour, you get all your stuff, you come back, you start smoking again. Whatever your little break is. But if you start smoking, when you wake up, for me that's irregular, but let's say it's 5 in the morning, and you keep smoking until 9 o'clock at night, putting down 8-10 bowls is no big deal. Do you have to switch pipes? It depends. If you have a thin bowl and it gets really hot, yes. If you have my old Peterson Warhorse 107 with the bowls that are about that thick, or a J.M. Boswell like this bad boy, no, you smoke that all day. So that's a tip, but depends on your pipe. And if you haven't done it, I would encourage you to do it. You might hate it, but you might be surprised at how much more pleasant. But the real surprise is, pleasant probably is not a surprise, how much more productive your day will be. How your thoughts will be deeper, more precise, more creative, etc., etc. So, did I get everything done in 2 swipes? I'm looking around. I think I did. You're welcome. Hit the button.